What
Drew,
was your first day like out here?
Yeah, it was. I think it was fun. You know, getting out here. It's a new system. Excited to get in here, learn the plays, meet everybody. It was really fun out there today.
Drew, I know you're just starting to learn the playbook, but can you talk about some of the differences in this defense versus what you played in Kentucky?
You know, it's just every defense is like specifically, it's like, you know, unique. So like this one, you know, some different techniques of what I do down at nickel. You know, just got to pick up on it. You know, the faster I get it, the easier it's coming. But you know, I'm just in the playbook trying to study, make sure I get everything right.
Do you consider yourself more of a nickel or more of an outside guy, or both?
I can play both, but preferably, you know, nickel, the nickel position.
Drew, through the years, you know, the nickel has kind of taken on a life of its own, right? It used to be, well, let's just stick somebody in there, but really over, probably since you started playing, it's become more and more important. When did you embrace the idea of, you know what, I'm going to take this challenge being inside and trying to play that position?
Yeah, definitely. I remember when I was like growing up, people like thought nickel was almost like a bad thing. You can kind of just throw a guy in there, but you know, it's basically how the game's going now and how there's so much passing in the league, and also when I was in college. But you know, when I went to Kentucky, I always wanted to play nickel the whole time, but I didn't really get an opportunity until my junior year. But once I got that opportunity, I kind of like, you know, I embodied it. Like I felt like it's who I was, it's what I did best. So I went all in on it and carried it over here. So I'm out here playing nickel now.
Why did you want to play the nickel?
You know, it's so much going on at that nickel. I like being in control a lot of times. You know, you get to communicate more. You're involved in the run game as well as the pass game. And a lot of times on certain down distance, you know that ball is coming to you. So I'm trying to just make as many plays as possible.
You're in a draft class, you know, you're a high pick in a class where the receiver was picked number one.
Mm-hmm.
So do you kind of, you know, you guys hopefully will have a long career together going against each other. What is that already like with Malik?
Yeah, I know. I just got to meet him today. You know, he just got here today. He's a real cool guy. You know, like I said, I think a couple weeks ago, but I'm excited to go out there and compete against him. I mean, I know he's a high talent, and you know, I just want to go out there, compete, and you know, do the best, and we can compete against each other.
I mean, today is not the day for that.
Yeah, no. They wouldn't let us do that today. It's
When
too early.
When they call 7-on-7 and you're not in there, is it kind of like, you know, they told you, I guess, what you would be in a reality?
I'm one of those guys where I want every rep, so I'm sitting there kind of, you know, I want to go, but I understand it, being patient, but I'm taking my mental reps and learning while I'm back on the sideline.
You had a moment over there with Tyler when he was walking off. When did you guys meet, and what's that relationship like?
Yeah, you know, I got to meet Tyler, you know, the day after the draft when we both came up here. We got to meet that day a little bit, went out to dinner, but then since we've been here, you know, we're in the same room. We've both been in the playbooks and stuff, so we're able to just talk football and get to know each other outside of that as well. And I can see a good relationship coming from it.
What kind of a guy is he? What kind of a teammate? What kind of a leader is he?
He's vocal. I mean, like, I know I took my time in the playbook, but then you hear him a lot of times back in that back end, he's yelling it. Sometimes you almost can't hear yourself calling out the plays, but, you know, I can tell he's going to be a great player just of his knowledge and how he communicates on the field.
How does your insane vertical jump, how does that translate on the football field? Do you get to use it as much?
You know, sometimes not the vert, but, you know, you know, it's all kind of plays in, you know. Doing a vertical is just your explosion. So you can see it in my quick movements, my short area, how I tackle when I strike, you know, how I move in and out my breaks. Like it kind of, you're not going to jump, you're really going to jump 42 inches on the football field, but it shows in so many different ways. So it kind of just like backs up what I can do.
The fact that your family, everybody has been a big athlete, does that get you kind of ready for this next step, being a professional?
Yeah, I mean, they always they all think it's cool that I'm here now, and you know, them all being athletic, so it always was competitive for me growing up in the household. I was always competing for something. If that was more food or like everyone else in my family's kind of bigger, that's why I say that. But you know, it teaches me how to compete and get to this level, and now I'm just trying to maintain and kind of just like, and they got my back, so just, you know, just keep on doing it.
Who's the best athlete from your family?
Oh, me.
Drew, how much pride do you take in being a physical corner?
I take a lot of pride in it. It's kind of one of the top things about who I am.
Take a few more.
Where's that come from? Because not every corner, we don't need to tell you, but not every corner loves to tackle.
Yeah. I know I ain't the 6'4" corner, but you got to make up for it in some ways. I've always known that. But it was one thing I've never shied away from my whole life. Like I was that one kid, like I was going, like, as a little kid, I was that one, like, just like daredevil, like, I just want to go do whatever. So it just comes from, like, who I am as a person. Like, I don't want to shy away from anything, and that's from anybody or any circumstance. So it kind of just second nature.
What's the craziest stunt you did as a kid?
Oh, man. I ain't want to get into specifics, man. Probably when I jumped over that car, man. It's like, I've done some stuff throughout my time, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that has to install, I would think, confidence in yourself that you can do anything.
Yeah, that's what I think a lot of times, you know. If I put my mind to something, I can go do
But
it.
it reinforces it, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Your car jumping days are over, though.
Oh, yeah, I won't do that no more. I did it once, and after that, I learned my lesson.